Meet Ruth. Ruth has been in my community for quite a while. Hi, Ruth. You just need to put your camera on and unmute yourself. Hello, you beautiful lady.
Hi.
Look at you.
I'm sitting outside of a Starbucks.
Oh, thank you so much for doing that. Showing up, being here.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for asking.
I'm so glad. Yeah. So I just want to introduce you, but you introduce yourself even better. And just to say that Ruth has been on many of my retreats. She's worked with me privately. She's been in Sacred Visionary Mentorship. She has done a lot of work with me. And I thought she'd be a wonderful person to come and share with all of you so that you could get a sense from such a beautiful, wonderful person like Ruth. And this is a big step for you to come on camera and share about this. So, do you want to introduce yourself, say more, and just share like what led you to me and what made you, come to me and Sacred Visionary and, the retreats and start doing the work?
Sure. I was really under a lot of stress, and I've been working with Lori for so long. I had to really think back to before I was working with her. So I used to be really stressed, definitely a high-level corporate job. Very driven, very type A personality. I'm not saying I've changed that. I'm just saying I'm not at the corporation anymore. I'm not doing that kind of work anymore. Really, Lori's work has really changed my life, has changed it for the better. Yeah, I don't know what else to say along that. I did join one of the retreats. The first one was at Sedona. That was really a life changer for me. It was really, I don't want to say mind blown, but pretty much, says Lori's really authentic, and her work is so broad that she can just spitball so many subjects, and it just is incredible. So that's one of the reasons why I love working with her and being one of her students.
What were some of the changes that you've had? Because I know them, but I want you to share what some of the big changes have been for you.
Well, I might forget some, so you might have to help me, because they're so incorporated into who I am now that it's like I said, it's hard to remember that old timeline of who I was before. I don't know. I just think one of my big changes is just learning to love myself, to accept myself, to really allow spirit to work through me and allow my, let's say, spiritual gifts to come online. I know there's more. There's always something seems like it's bubbling up, but I can't remember what the question was. I'm kind of.
That's all right. What are some of the changes? Talk about some of you had some amazing spiritual gifts start to come out, like in the, we're working together in the shower. Like I wasn't in the shower. What you wanted to talk about some of that?
I don't know if that's something people are ready to hear. That's kind of weird.
Oh, these people are.
Okay, so
you don't have to do the gift. You just have to talk.
No, yeah. So definitely light language came up. I was working with Lori on one-on-one at that time for several appointments, and all of a sudden I just started speaking light language. So that was pretty cool. Definitely Akashic Records readings is another big thing. And then I've been having some mediumship experiences lately. I've been having some other psychic things that are just knowings, like we were talking about knowing, just knowingnesses that sometimes I just discount, but I'm still learning not to do that, because when I do, it's always a mistake to discount it, even if it's not logical, So, and I guess for me, it's definitely, I'm very logical, methodical manager. I've been a manager for 40 years in my career, to just completely be totally different and live in my body and just definitely connect, rather than just going through life, checking all the boxes. Yeah.
Love that. Do you want to say anything about any of the food or drink that you used to take in and aren't now, or like any of that stuff? Or I don't want to put things in your mouth. I just know you have gone through so many changes.
You helped me actually get off of some medicine that I was taking for sleep. I don't need that anymore. Actually, I sleep better now. Yeah, definitely improving my diet and taking care of myself better. I really think that, I just want to say, the DNA activations over time, I just think being a higher vibe, it's like the vibration of my body, my life is higher, and then all my experiences around me mirror that. I have an internet connection, I'm out somewhere in California, like you were saying, like have a like these things just are like natural things that do happen, and I appreciate them. I really deeply appreciate them. And I learned also how important it is to appreciate and say thank you. And so that's something else I've learned too.
I'm so glad. And I'll just say one other thing too, just from my perspective, because you've been around, like a lot of people I've known over the years. I mean, not just people in my circles, just in general, people want to be around other high vibe people. People want to be around people who are positively uplifting. And one of the things I've learned from having you around is like, not just learned, I've found is that you're one of those people who's been around me long enough that I now consider a friend. Like that's how you meet people. Like you get into circles where you're connected and you stay connected, and it's not like you see them every day necessarily, but over time you start to develop a really nice relationship that feels good and positively uplifting and expansive. And I think that about you. So I'm just glad that you're here and grateful that you showed up. And I want people to get that too, because when you get into circles where other people have that commonality or those kinds of commonalities, there's more growth together, you know? And I think you've made a lot of nice connections over the years, like with people here, there, you know, through retreats and things, and through the records and stuff too. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's so good. So you're on the road then?
Yeah, we were by Palm Springs area, and we're actually looking at places potentially to live in retirement. So we're going to Arizona. We're heading to Arizona and check out some different areas. And so we're going to spend a couple nights, and then we'll head back. So we're not in the fires. Thankfully, the air quality's been good, and it's really pretty tragic. But I do want to say one thing about Lori that everyone should know is that, well, you probably know just by being on this call, that she's super relatable, fun. She's hilarious and authentic, and very authentic. And I really appreciate that, because I feel like so much of my life I spent not being authentic, like at work, you know, just putting on this face for work and doing what I had to do. But Lori is very authentic, and you don't find that very often. And plus she's highly skilled in all those areas of spirituality, like so many. So I think that's plus Lori will get to know you and call you out on your SHIT and stuff. And so, and she's just so high caliber that you just don't find that every day, where a teacher actually knows you. And that's huge. That's really huge. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, thanks for that, Ruth. You're so sweet. I love having you around. I'm so grateful that you were able to join us today and to share. It really helps people. Like, it helps people get to know, you know, from another perspective, because I can sit here, you know, it's just really nice. So thank you so much for taking the time. One last quick question. What would you say to anybody who was considering joining Sacred Visionary Mentorship?
Well, I would say do it, because I think the group meeting with the group is really incredible, because people bring up questions, or Lori's working on them or working on you, but if she's working on other people, it's almost always something that affects us as well, or at least for me, it would affect me. So, and they would bring up something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my problem too. Oh yeah, that's my problem too. So that group experience is really great. And then the healing is the healing processes that Lori uses are also, they're really possible to do on a call like this, when you have a group where everybody's talking and gets to know each other. And then in addition, there's the whole body of knowledge that Lori provides in that Kajabi platform, with like all of these meditations and all these processes. And it's just like, it's mind-boggling how much information. Like, most teachers seem like they teach like one thing. This one's a channeler. This one does Reiki. This one does that. Everybody does like one thing or maybe two things. Lori does like everything. She's a one-stop shop. So that's why I think you get all that in that sacred membership. Plus you get the teamwork of the other members and that synchronicity through that Facebook group too.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. And I just want to add too, it's not really overwhelming. It's like you get to pick and choose what you want, right? I mean, because there is so much in there, but you will never be lacking for. It's very robust. You're right. It's a very robust program. So
yeah.
Oh my goodness, Ruth, thank you so much for being here, for taking time, thank goodness for Starbucks. And it is true. Like one of the things that you sort of slipped in there, what you said was like, like here I am and I'm just happen to be here and it's all working out. And that's like so true, right? Because when you're really aligned, everything does sort of fall into place. You manage to do the traveling and show up and have the internet while you're on the road. Like it's not, it doesn't seem like a miracle, but it is a miracle considering that you didn't know that you were going to be able to. So yes,
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Good luck, everyone.
All right, Ruth, we'll see you next time. Farewell for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.